Hello students. So now let's discuss about some of the important things of the unit 1, which is a complex system and microprocessor and embedded system design process. So in my last lecture I have already covered CISC and RISC type of architecture, right, and Harvard and von Neumann architecture. So now we will discuss about complex systems and microprocessor. So basically there are so many things with the uh, microprocessor. So can we made a system, embedded system using the microprocessor? Is it feasible or not? So question is this. So I will say that if there are very complex systems and there are very complex system and they are dedicated system, then we need to use the microprocessors over there, right? We have the microcontroller, we have the microprocessor. So at that time we have to use the microprocessors also whenever we have a complex system. So accordingly we need to use that system. So microprocessors are usually classified according to their word length. Okay, so that we have already discussed that according to the word length, the capacity of a microprocessor is defined. So whenever you also go in the market and then say, yes, we need a computer system which is a 32-bit wide or 64-bit wide, accordingly you say that actually that which type of what is the power and what is the capacity of a particular system. So here you have an 8-bit microcontroller and so many different type of the data length or the word length. So if lower the length, lesser the capability of the microcontroller or microprocessor, and higher the word length, so the higher the capacity of a microprocessor. Means the word, according to the word length, the microprocessor is defined for the for its working, and more complex, more data it can handle. Okay, at a single unit of time. Base point is this. So here you can see that an 8-bit microcontroller is designed for low cost applications and includes on board memory and input output devices. So here let's just see what are the microprocessor accordingly. So whenever we have the 8-bit microcontroller, so at that point we have these are used for the low cost applications. Okay, so for example your mouse is a low cost application. Some for example, if you want to use to monitor a sensor, actuate something, or check the status of a button, such kind of applications, for that such kind of application 8-bit microcontroller is used. And 16-bit microcontroller is often used for the more sophisticated application that may require either longer word length or off chip input output and memory. So more word length can be achieved. For example, voice applications are there, right? And if you want to make a multimedia system, then multimedia voice system, then 16-bit microcontroller is okay at that time. In the next case, it is a 32-bit RISC type microprocessor is for high performance for computation intensive applications. For example, if you want to monitor the air pressure of a missile, air pressure of the water of a jet, then you need to use the 32-bit microprocessor. So such kind of applications are used, and accordingly the microprocessor are used according to the applications. So some household uses microprocessors are also there. The typical microwave oven has at least one microprocessor to control oven the operation. So you have some electric burner also, electric stove also. So these type of applications are used for the microcontroller. Some washing machines and digital television, modern camera, advanced thermostat system. So these type of applications are used for the household applications. And here also we generally use the microcontroller or microprocessors. So why use the microprocessor actually? So these are some of the complex systems. So the digital television, modern camera, advanced thermostat system. So all these systems are the thermostats, the complex systems, and can be used with some microprocessors. So here why we use the microprocessor, there are two answers. microprocessors are very efficient way to implement the digital system because they are very we can easily program them, we can easily use them. So microprocessors are very efficient in that way, and microprocessors make it easier to design family of products that can be built to provide various features sets at different price points, and can be extended to provide new features to keep up with the rapidly changing market. So that's how a microprocessor works actually, and they are why they are needed in the embedded system. So there are some characteristics of the microprocessors also of the embedded system computing, and mostly asked in the interviews and the exams also. So you should understand about these characteristics. So complex algorithms are there. So the operations performed by the microprocessor may be sophisticated. For example, microprocessor that control the automobile engine must perform the complicated filtering functions to optimize the performance of the car while minimizing the pollution and fuel utilization. So this is an example of the complex algorithm, and such type of algorithm for this such kind of type of algorithm the embedded systems are used with the microprocessor. User interface microprocessors are frequently used to control the complex user interface. That may include multiple means and the options, and you also use the basically user interface on your mobile phones also, that is also a part of the microprocessor controlling. So next, to make the more difficult and embedded computing operations must often to be performed to meet the deadlines. So these are some of the characteristics of the embedded system which we need to take into account. One is the real time. The system must work in the real time. We have already discussed the things in the real time operation. Multi-rate. So there may be a different type of the applications, and there are different type of things which communicate with the embedded system, and these are of a multi-rates. So that may possible that a different type of applications must be provided to the things for the different utilization purposes. So there are some of the things which are important, and not only must operations to be completed by the deadlines, but many embedded computing systems have several real-time activities going on the same time, and they may simultaneously control some operations that run at a slow rate. So there are many things with the embedded system, which some of the system with high speed, some of the system with a small speed. So these all things are the controlled by the comes in the multi-rate, and the embedded system must work on that platform. Manufacturing cost. So there are some of the manufacturing costs must be minimized, and the total building the system is very important in many cases. So manufacturing cost is determined by many factors, including the type of the microprocessor used, amount of memory required, and type of input-output system. So these all things are for the manufacturing system. Power and energy of such type of systems must be very less. So pre-designed instruction sets of the microprocessor may in fact result in faster implementation of the application than designing your own custom logic. So you may find that there are some of the logic systems where you just need to provide some data, for example street light, or for example street light or some red light type of operations, but there are two factors that work together to make the microprocessor based design facts First, microprocessor execute programs very efficiently, and modern RISC processors can execute one instruction per clock cycle most of the time, and high performance microprocessor can execute several instructions per cycles. So that is one of the case why we use the microprocessor in our system. And another case is the microprocessor manufacturers spend a great deal of the money to make their CPU run very fast, and with the slight changes in the designer can make the microprocessor to run at highest possible speeds. So microprocessors are efficient utilizers of the logic, and microprocessor can be used for many different algorithms simply by changing the program it executes. Okay. So the microprocessor allow program design to be separated from the design of the hardware or the or which the program will be run. So when the question will come about the complex systems and the microprocessor, then you should write all these things for your answer. So there are some challenges in the embedded system design also, that how much hardware do we need to use, how do we meet the deadline, how do we minimize power consumption, how do we design the upgradability, and does it work, does it really work, complex testing and limited observability and controllability, and restricted development and the environment. So these all things are the challenges for the embedded computing system design. So in my next lecture I will tell you about the embedded system design process. So thank you for this lecture.